What's up, y'all? Welcome back to my series on surviving the unemployed life. A big dreamer living in an unfair system. So, this is part 11, my final part. So, that means if you guys haven't seen part 1 to 10, go and check those out and come back. But of course, let me do a little recap of what I talked about in part 10. I got into the remainder of the Colombia trip, coming back to Canada, how all that was for me and my partner. At first, I was riding my gratitude high, but then we started feeling the pressure of getting our shit together and how it was living with my partner's family and how each day we're just fighting to keep our spirits up. And yeah, that brings me to part 11. I said I was going to wrap up the series here, um, talk about those days leading up to now, my storytelling, what I've been doing, and also talk a little bit about like the little realizations I had as I was storytelling. So, okay, let's not waste any more time and let's get to storytelling. Yeah, so the days leading up to now, basically, my partner and I, we just continue taking it one day at a time. Both of us are been making sure that we are keeping our spirits high. We have our low days, but we get through them. We have our little couple times where we just go out, eat, or we'll go for a drive, do a little meditation, whatever you got to do to keep the vibrations up. We've been doing that. I still been going hard on my journals and building my Take What Resonates brand. That's why I'm here, storytelling. It's part of Take What Resonates. Yeah, been going hard on that. Did fall off a routine in the sense of working out and getting up and breathing and meditating. I fell off for a bit because yeah, holy guys, this Pisces season has been like crazy. My emotions have just been. If for those of you that have been keeping up with my check-in challenge, you will know like my emotions have just been up and down. But yeah, those are what I've been doing to the days leading up to here. And then, oh yes, and what I didn't get into in part 10 is I did come back and apply for jobs, guys. I was like, because that was also my plan. I'm like, okay, work at my journals and work a part-time job to at least get some money in and catch up on all the debt that I have piled up before I left to Colombia. But of course, no callbacks, and it's crazy because it's like it's literally serving jobs. Um, I have like about 6 years of serving experience, so I'm just like, okay, that's pretty shitty. I even applied to a personal trainer job to see if like I can dust off my old personal training resume. Nada. um, and then I did decide if I have to, I'll go back to landscaping. So I did tell my friend about that, and we'll see with that. If I have to, we'll see. I don't want to. I do want my summer again, but I'm a mature adult and I know if I gotta go back to landscaping, I will. Yeah, basically that's what's been going on all these days coming up to here. Um, and now I'm going to get into like the storytelling, how that has been and why I'm like on here telling my story to you guys. So like while I've been doing all this storytelling for you guys, I've been realizing like, wow, like that I can't even beat up myself for all that I've done leading up to my unemployed life. Because as you guys like heard by listening to my story, I chose to be unemployed, right? I don't regret it at all. Um, I realized like all those things needed to happen to prepare me for the life I want, to make me go through the lessons I needed to learn. So it's like there's no beating up myself for all the radical risky things I've done, like going to Colombia, like deciding not to go back to landscaping the first time. If I didn't, if I went back to landscaping the first time, I wouldn't have came up with Oneness Collective. I wouldn't have dived. I wouldn't have came back to myself, like dive deeper into what is it that I really want to do, because as like I told you how I got into Oneness Collective, I had a falling out with my partner's brother, and I realized that I was being codependent and I was relying on him for opportunities and experiences and for work, and I realized that's not why I came to Calgary. I came to Calgary to be an independent person, to you know, find my tribe, find my community, and experience. So as I was storytelling for you guys, I realized without these things happening, I wouldn't be where I am now. I wouldn't have gotten back into my journals. I wouldn't have started up Oneness Collective. I wouldn't have found people in my community that resonate with me because I wouldn't have had time for that. I just would have been working. And then, like, if I did another season of landscaping, I would have worked all summer. And then winter comes, and, maybe I would have got to have time to go within and experience more. But who knows, right? There's no looking back and saying shoulda, coulda, woulda. And why I'm talking about all of this is because that brings me to get into why I felt called to storytell for you guys. Yeah, I felt like, as I said it in part one, I'm scrolling through TikTok and I've seen that there's a bunch of like 30-year-old broke millennials that have no savings, no job, and they're applying for jobs and they can't get into it. So I just was like, okay, I need to come on here and tell you guys my story, share my experience with you guys, show you guys that like this is what I did, this is what I'm doing, this is how I'm getting through it. Yeah, to start wrapping up part 11. Yeah, if you listen to my story, you would see that being unemployed, like I was free and I was free to start to pour into myself. I was free to come to figure out exactly what is it the fuck I want. What is it I want, who I am, what I want to do. Like, for those of you that are unemployed, I'm telling you guys, it's a blessing in disguise. Take it as an opportunity to finally pour into yourself. And I see that there's a lot of Basher videos that have been going around on TikTok, and he's literally saying the same thing. Like, you got to do what excites you. So without all those risky experiences, I wouldn't have been experiencing life. I would have just been caught in my old trained ways, which I told you guys, like, all I did was work, 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 and then, yeah, party hard, work and party hard. And, like, that's basically, like, if I had stuck to landscaping and not dive into the free stuff, I would have just been working and kind of probably playing hard in the wintertime. I'm just showing you guys the positive of what it's like being unemployed. And you got to see the negative part too. I was all the way vulnerable and real with you guys. You can listen to my story, my series, and just decide what you can do and what you cannot do. Or if like, you got to listen to my series and live vicariously through me of the unemployed risky life, but you can obviously go about it differently, especially for those that are still working and looking to quit their job. Now, put away some cushion money. Don't be like saying no when you don't know what you want to do or who you are, and you have no savings. Like, if you're responsible, don't do it that way. But if you're like me and know that you can dive and that God's gonna catch you when you dive off the cliff, do it. You heard my experience. I took the dive, and I'm here with a roof over my head, and I'm here working on my journals. God bless. Like, I'm doing what I want to do. I have my freedom. Now it's just working on maintaining that freedom. And I just want to end off this series by saying, I am not an unemployed person. I am an entrepreneur. I am a boss lady, okay? I am a small business owner. Eventually going to be a large business owner. You are not unemployed. You are an entrepreneur. And you know what gave me the confidence to start saying that? Because I've always had a problem with saying I'm an entrepreneur. I just used to say I'm unemployed. But no, I'm not unemployed. And being in Colombia has helped me and has given me the confidence to start saying that, because damn, a lot of people in Colombia ask, what do you do? What do you do? What do you do? And I wasn't going to tell them I'm unemployed, because at that point I was already an author and I had published 2 journals already and I was selling them and I had sold 10 copies. So no, I am not an unemployed person. I'm just an entrepreneur figuring her shit out. So yes, I want to end it off here. For those of you that have watched part 10 all the way to part 11, thank you so much for your guys' support. Like, comment, and subscribe. I do want to do more with this Take What Resonates channel, because as I said, I'm building on this brand. If you guys have any questions, comment down below so I can do a whole Q&A video for you guys. Peace and enjoy the rest of your guys' day. Take what resonates from the series, and go figure out who you are and what you want to do with your life. Take that free unemployed time you have and become something great. Peace.